Well, hello my friends, I am back. Back following up yesterday's turning, which was the Royal Poinciana, or should I put it, which was discussing how much this be split up on me. And I want to make a disclaimer. This was not meant to show that this is what happens when you turn green. It's far from it. Once in a great while I will get a wood that does this. And I believe that it's dependent more on the orientation than it is on the species of the wood itself. This one, for sure, is going to crack anything going up from end grain. This is how the tree grew. So therefore, all this is end grain turning. And I've seen a couple of woods since I've been turning that are prone to doing this. One of them is sycamore. Sycamore, I've turned beautiful pieces, even some fairly dry wood, and the thin base created a couple of hairline cracks. Not as bad as that, but it created a couple of cracks. So, to get back to the subject, yes, not all my green turning, as a matter of fact, it's very rare do I get a green turning that does this. Now they will warp, they will distort a little bit during the drying process. So therefore I don't make lidded boxes or anything that requires two pieces to fit into each other, because within a couple of weeks they're probably not going to fit, because one might be more oblong than the other. So therefore it's not a good idea to turn green and make lidded boxes out of it. Get some nice dry wood for that sort of thing. Things with a larger mouth that it's not required for it to have a really tight fit, like a lidded box per se. And you have a little wiggle room, you'll be okay with those. But nothing that's going to suction itself in. Now, people are already asking me if I'm doing a follow-up with the same wood in the expectations that it's going to split up on me. And the answer is no. I never turn to prove a point, or turn knowing that it's not going to hold off on me. That one, I didn't expect that. I really didn't. I didn't know the wood. But I know that I cannot do other end grain turnings out of that. But side grain, I think I will get by. Now, I put this on the lathe yesterday and I started turning, and I said how I was going to be making probably a loose fitting lid. Loose fitting. And that's why I have just this indent over here, because I want to make a lid that barely falls in itself over here, and the tenon is what will keep it from wiggling in and out and maintain that shape. Now, excuse me, I get a lot of great ideas from you guys as well. And on this turning, I already had a comment regarding my black spalting that I wasn't too crazy about. And my good friend David, again, who seems to have some good ideas himself, says, Al, when I get that, what I do is use a bleach solution, and the bleach seems to whiten up those spots. Thank you, David. I don't know why I didn't think of that. And I know that if it's any type of spores, you know, like fungus, I know that bleach usually kills that. So I didn't think of anything like that. I discussed the finish quite a bit yesterday, and you know, where I think it's enough. on your sanding processes. And what happens to my finish after? Does it start disappearing, fading, whatever? And yes, to some extent. To some extent, my finishes on the OB Shine Juice become a little bit more subdued. But this is the finish that will probably maintain for a long period of time after this. So, but seeing that it's already embedded in and somewhat dry, if I apply just one more coat of this OB Shine Juice, it should revive it and keep it a little bit better and a little longer. Like any finishes, the more you apply, the better look you're going to get, or the shinier you're going to get. It's not necessarily a better look. Also, I was asked if I finish the inside of my pieces. Yes, I always finish the inside of my pieces. The hollow vessels like this are a little bit harder to finish, so I did a lot of just hand sanding, good careful cuts in there, but a lot of hand sanding where I could reach, and I've done the same process where I can reach. Now when I get hollow vessels like this, and I can't really get inside at all, what I'll do is I will either brush on a lacquer finish on it, or I will spray it inside. And those are the methods that I use for finishing the inside anyway. And there I go. I revived the finish a little bit, but what I was showing yesterday with these straw fibers that come through this are the same. The effect will always be there. You know, I should bring you through my house to show you my turnings, because my house is staggered with all kinds of wood turning. I don't sell, so therefore I put nice pieces up on display in the house, and we use the larger pieces for fruit bowls, and my wife has one with garlic heads, and one with onions, and one with apples and pears and oranges, and another one will be with a pineapple. I mean, we use a lot of them, and a lot of them are just for display. They're up because they're nice pieces, and I hate to put them in a box. So therefore the house decorations, I mean, you know, people get different decorations. Some decorate their houses with knickknacks, some decorate their houses with different type of artifacts, or ceramics, you know, whatever. I decorate my house with wood. Yes, I have lots of different pieces throughout the house, and none of them that are on display are like this. There's one that has a little check on the bottom, or two little checks on the base of, which was sycamore. Now, you know, cherry will do little hairline cracks, and if they're already on the piece when I'm turning it, then I don't expect any difference. They will always be on the piece, even finished. And the little cracking does not usually bother me. This piece has not seen the end of it. This piece is going to be rescued. There will be an epoxy filler through all of these. So let's see how I tackle that next week, or coming up in the near future. I'm gonna let this sit over here still, let it dry out a little bit more, because it's a little bit thicker than normal. And my feeling is that that's part of the reason why it cracked, is because it's actually a little bit, it's not per se thick, but it's a little thicker. And I don't have any cracking on this thin edge, which is the thinnest part. This is the thinnest part of it all, and I don't have any cracking there. And I don't have much going up over the top either, where I controlled the cut a little bit better. It's where the wood was maybe a little bit thicker, and definitely the base is like a solid piece of wood. But then again, solid piece of wood here, definitely a solid piece of wood here, same wood, and no checking. Go figure. Time to leave. Let that one dry up. You can see that where I had it down into the plywood, it has turned rather black. There's a lot of fungus growing on that. So it's the moisture when it's being blocked creates that spalting or that fungus growing on it. In this case, it grows fairly black very quickly. That's it. Next week, which I said, today is Sunday, so I'm not going to do a lot of turning today. Well, who knows? I still might come back over here. It's 11:45. So I might come over here later on and maybe work on this piece and finish it off. Hopefully. So there we go. See you next time. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And thank you as always for watching and comment. Take care.